last week we showed you how to make a paleo vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free pie crust.
So awesome and easy.
Really easy. And so today we're gonna actually show you how to make a blueberry pie.
Yes, and if you haven't had a chance to watch last week's video about how to make the pie crust, I'm gonna link that in the recipe in the description.
So what's really great about this pie crust, it takes half the amount of time to cook. So because of that, I'm going to par cook the berries. And so what we have, let me get my little guy heated up here. And this heats pretty fast. So on about a medium-high flame, I have 4 cups of berries.
Blueberries.
That's right. And so you can get creative. You can have blueberries, strawberries, raspberries.
I mean, with the summer season coming in, you could use any of the stone fruits.
Exactly.
It would be really delicious.
Exactly. And so this is a low glycemic pie crust because there's very little sugar in the pie. And in fact, you don't even have to put sugar in the pie crust. And so this has anywhere from 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar. Okay. And then to thicken it, we're using arrowroot, and it's a teaspoon and a half of arrowroot. Whoopsie, nice catch. All right. And then anywhere from a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
More the more the merrier, so we're going with the 1/2 teaspoon.
And I'm just gonna stir this for a moment. Okay. And then we're gonna just let this bubble for a moment, all right? So, what we're doing is we're par cooking it. We're gonna thicken it up just a tad. And then what we have here is this beautiful pie crust, okay? And then what we also have are some lattices.
So the lattices, what you're gonna do with that extra piece of dough is you are going to roll it out with the rolling pin using a little bit of extra cassava flour, and you're just gonna roll the pin out until it's a nice, like, what would you say, a 1/4 inch?
It's about a 1/4 inch.
Thick. And then what we're going to do is taking a knife, we're going to slice this pie because it's only 8 or 9 inches. We only used 6 lattice pieces. And we're gonna cut them individually and then space them out. And then once the blueberry filling is done, we're gonna place the lattices on top of the pie.
That's right. And then if making lattices is something that's a little nerve-wracking for you, you can go ahead and take your favorite cookie cutter shape for whatever season you're in, and you can cookie cut it and just put cookie cutters on the top. So you have lots of choices here.
Don't top it at all.
That's right. All right. So already this is looking really great. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract because blueberries and a lemon.
So good. I mean, you can even take, if you don't have extract, take the zest of a lemon and put it in there, a little bit of lemon juice.
Exactly. So this is looking really good. It's all kind of come together.
It's just, you want them to be soft. They're starting to soften.
Exactly. Is that
off? Yep.
Okay.
So and we're just gonna put these into the pie dish. This is wonderful, is that you don't have to pre-bake the crust.
Oh, love it.
Oh my gosh, so fresh and delicious.
Okay, so now Meg, what I want you to do is let's just grab some of this juiciness. Sometimes it depends. So it's this gooey, thick stuff that you're looking for. It's like a glaze.
And this is what's gonna happen to the entire, all the blueberries are gonna create, they're gonna cook down and create this really yumminess.
Look at how beautiful this looks. So we're just gonna kind of make sure that,
even it out, and now time to put the lattices on top.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, so I have one of these. This is what you glaze a frosting of a cake, so it's really nice and long. You know, I just kind of use what I have.
If you don't have that, a skinny spatula would work as well.
Exactly. So I'm saving my shorter ones for the ends, and I'm gonna go ahead and just lay this just like so
on top of them.
And I do this again on this one. So I'm trying to get it to reach, Megan, so that we can just attach it. And then the longer one,
you put in the middle.
That's right.
It's the largest circumference.
That's right.
You want to take this little bit? You got it?
Got it.
And I'm a pro with making pies.
You know what? And if they break, Don't sweat it.
You just gotta pinch them together.
That's all you gotta do. And now we're gonna do the second one. I'm gonna start with the next long one. And we're using a Silpat to roll our dough out on.
But if you don't have this, you can totally use just your countertop or a piece of parchment paper, anything so that it doesn't really...
Well, parchment, or you can use those flour cloth sacks. You know, you can roll things out on those too. They're like dish towel flour cloths, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, all right.
Last one.
And so Meg, go ahead and make me a little heart.
So this is what we were saying before. If you don't want to make
It's so pretty.
the
And this dough, by the way, you guys, it's like squishy.
yes. So if you don't want to make these lattices, you can just go ahead and make little cookie cutters. And we have this little heart one. We're gonna put it
right there on the top. And then I have a little cinnamon sugar.
I'm gonna top with this.
Oh yeah, you do it, you do it. So we now have a preheating oven at 350 degrees, and you only want to cook it for about 30 to 35 minutes when it's all hot and bubbly and the top of the crust looks nice and brown. And so this is, look how cute this looks,
I mean, this is so beautiful and so easy. Even for the non-bakers,
the novice out there,
you can feel very confident in making this pie.
Totally.
So into the oven.
Into the oven for 350. Now, again, we talked about it in our pie crust that you can also make little mini pies in muffin tins, and this is what it looked like. So that's like really cute for breakfast, because we talked about breakfast pie.
This is breakfast pie. So we've had one that's been cooking.
And then look at how wonderful this looks. So for this full pie recipe, blueberry pie, that's paleo, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, that you can feel so good about serving and eating.
And for breakfast, could you imagine with like a nice dollop of a coconut yogurt on top of this instead of a cream?
That's what I was thinking. We have almond yogurt in the refrigerator. Going down.
They're so good.
So for this full recipe, you can go to currygirlskitchen.com and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter. And if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe so that every week you can get incredibly yummy recipes like this in your inbox.
We're making pie for breakfast a thing.
Yes! Pie for breakfast!